Hi guys, it's your girl Gabi, G to the H to the BBY. Yep, and we're reporting live from the National Association of Veterinary Medical Students, NAVMS. Yes, today is the second day for their 2023 Annual National Convention. Yes, and I have with me someone here. Yes, okay. Let's just allow him introduce himself.
My name is Abdul Ghani Imam Yahya, the President, University of Maiduguri, AVMS. Um, the thing is, the convention has been thrilling from the reception, the reservation, the feeding, the connections with other colleagues in other schools. It has been lively, actually. It's a biological feeling. Yeah. I have to say this in the front of our able lecturers. Good morning, sirs. Okay, good afternoon, sirs. The thing is, there you need. If you want to be made, okay. My people have been standing behind. I've been shouting yesterday, and the voice is also voiceless now. Even though I'm trying to be audible enough, I appreciate everything that has been happening here, and the president has done a good job. The farm alert, thumbs up for all you guys. You've done a lot, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, we are reporting here live and also interviewing other persons. So, okay, yes, please, we need a representative from the University of Sokoto, please. Who is coming, please? Thank you. Okay, we start with your name, your university, and how has your experience been so far? Okay, just keep it brief, all right?
Okay. Of the greatest Nigerian student, one goes out to the doctors of the voiceless. I remain Comrade Sani Hamza Muhammad, Usman Danfodio University. So far, the convention, like usual, has had its ups and downs, but shall I say, will function at the end of the day. Because as veterinarian, my lecturer used to say, vet means thorough. So no matter what happens, we will survive. Thank you.
Surely, we will survive. Thank you so much. University of Sokoto, thank you so much. That was a nice one. So, the next representative, please. All right, guys. First now, continue the program. I'll bring you the latest report right here. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Farm Alert. When do they give us alert? That's just a joke. Thank you very much. Please, we are starting our event properly and would like to formally apologize. This event is supposed to start by 10, but due to some circumstances beyond our immediate control and we had to extend to this period, we'd like to apologize to our dignitaries present. We'd like to apologize to the students from the various university, and we'll start our program now with the opening prayer. Since we are religious conscious, we'll invite everybody for the next 30 seconds to please rise and pray in your respective religion for the success of our program. May we rise, please. Amen. Thank you very much. You can have your seat. We'll proceed to the invitation of to the high table. But before we do that, we'd like to introduce ourselves, co-host for this key event this day. My name is Jerome Adole from ABU Zaria, and co-hosting with me is the beautiful and delectable Edwina Okoro. Please introduce yourself and you continue the rest of the program.
Thank you very much, Edwina, everybody. I'm Edwina Okoro, University of Abuja, 500 level student, and I'm also the editor-in-chief. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda is the invitation of our speakers to the high table. So we're going to start with our keynote speaker, please, Dr. Moses Arokoyo. Please, we want to invite you to the high table. Next up, we have Professor Jegede Olorufemi, and he's also the Dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Abuja. Please. Also in our midst, we have the former Dean of our faculty, Professor Ajabona. Please, let's have you to the high table, sir. So we have one of our sponsors for the event from Vet Connect, Dr. Shedrack. Please, can we have you on the high table, please? Dr. Shedrack. Together with us here is also Dr. Taslim from Taslim Limited. Please, can we have you to the high table? We also have a representative from our chief sponsor, Cap Alert. Please, Dr. Nancy, can we have you on the high table, please? Please make a round of applause for her. Please, can we give them one last round of applause? Moving on, we'll be having the national anthem to be sung by Joy, 400 level, in Abuja. Please, can we clap for her as she comes to the stage?
The Beyonce of Uni Abuja.
Can we all rise up, please, for the national anthem? Arise, oh, come. Arise, oh, compatriot, Nigerians, God obey, to serve our father's land. Great lofty heights attained, to build the nation where peace and justice shall reign.
That is the remix of the national anthem. We'll proceed event, calling on the different dignitaries we have for the welcome address. Before I call on this person, he came to our school, ABU Zaria, for sabbatical, and he taught us helmintology. And I remember he used to give us plenty notes that time. And we went to the orals. I was there. I missed a class actually, and I did photocopy from one of my random classmates. Sorry. I went to the orals and they asked me the 3 strong giants. If you remember your helmintology, we have 3 strong giants broadly. They asked me, you know this kind of thing where they say if they ask you a question where you know, your body go the ginger, make you answer. I was like, for this question, the 3 strong giants are Meta-Strongylus, Strongylus, and Trochostrongylus. Confidently, I said Trochostrongylus. Now, if you are aware of this question, you know it's not Trocho, it's what? Trichostrongylus, just I, no O. But because I went and photocopied the wrong note, I was using Trochostrongylus. And Prof just adjusted his eyeglass. He was like, is that what I taught you? I was like, yes, Prof, that's what you taught. Long story short, I came back the next year for the course. Please, would like to call on of the faculty, University of Abuja, the person of Prof. for the welcome address. Can we please celebrate our Prof?
Thank you very much. I don't mind me. I'm not a wicked lecturer anyway. So, the high table, the guest speaker, our keynote address speaker, our very dear Dr. Moses Arokoyo, Boringa, all the way from Ibadan. I want to start by, on behalf of the student, apologize. Actually, if you look at your time, I think it's just about some minutes after 10, isn't it? Or what is the time now? Some minutes after 10, isn't it? Okay, so I want to start by sincerely apologizing to you. He came all the way from Ibadan this morning. He was here before 10 o'clock. And he has been waiting for the program to start. But alas, we didn't start until now. I had to take him to the office. And when we got there, I thought we were only going to gist for maybe 5-10 minutes. And they would call us that the program is about starting. Where I exhausted all the time from looking at his watch as when it's going to start. Unfortunately, everywhere became dry of every gist. I had to start calling your president to find out, but he sat there patiently, and he actually was saying, well, Prof, don't worry, he can understand. Thank you for your understanding of coming. Can you please put a round of applause for him as he's coming? Let me also welcome our colleagues here, the Vet Connect and Co. and the Farm Alert. When I saw Farm Alert, I was happy that at least either before she comes up, or immediately she's leaving the podium, you all begin to receive alerts, isn't it? Since she's from Farm Alert, so alerts should come over to every one of you. Thank you for coming to the university. I intentionally left out the big fish because he's not a visitor, he is a father. And I intentionally left him to greet him specially after greeting all our invited guests. And to also say that the campus, because the school is closed for the election, that's why the campus is a little bit empty. And I also want to greet and welcome the father of the faculty, my predecessor, the former dean of the faculty, and also former director of Veterinary Teaching Hospital, University of Abuja Vet Faculty, in person of Professor Olatunde Ajabona. He has also been, been together in the office, patiently waiting. And as a father, he added long suffering to his patients so that he can be here with us this afternoon. I want to appreciate you all, despite your busy schedules, you are here with us. I want to, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Rashid Nala, welcome you from your various universities to the University of Abuja, the University of Unity. Actually, we unite the whole country together as one. So I want to welcome you, and I just hope that since you came, since you arrived, you've been having a wonderful time. Like I said, sorry, the campus looked a little bit dull because the campus is closed for the election. And in fact, before this time now, I was discussing to executive if there was need to shift it because of the election. But he came back to say, you people had a meeting and said, you still want to have it this day, that it's already been fixed. Thank God for joining mercy for all of you. You are welcome to University of Abuja. And the profession of veterinary medicine is a wonderful profession. And like one of you just commended, that word vet means thorough, to be thorough in whatever you do. And I want to believe that as you come for your conference, thank God we've not had any case of any misbehavior from any of you. And I say, yes, that is vet student for you. They are always well-behaved and orderly. I want to encourage you to continue this good behavior, and also praying that after the conference, as you'll be going back, you will return back to your various campuses safely the way you came. You know, God will take you back safely to where you came from as you go back. Can I hear amen to that? Yes. So the veterinary faculty, we've been here since 2004 and actually started 2007, and it's been on. We've graduated about 8 sets now. We're on the 9th set, graduation. And then we've been having several programs that will bring students together in order to help them to understand the profession of veterinary medicine. And like your theme this year has to do with veterinary medicine and then the technology in the 21st century. And that is what we've always tried to introduce to our students, technology. As you go now, the world is global now, and so you must key into technology if you want to make your impact in the 21st century. So I encourage you, as you've come, as much as possible, interact with yourselves, make friends, and these friends, you'll be shocked that in the next 10, 20 years, those friends will still, last. Make friends that will last, and still keep it up as you go. So I want to say from now that please feel free. If you need to see any of us, feel free to walk to the faculty and explore the faculty. And also, I'm there. You can always come. And some of our staff who comes around, even though the break is on, you can also see them. So I want to, on behalf of the faculty, now wish you a very successful convention as you have come, and have a good time. And please feel free, like I said, to meet with any of us. Whatever issues you want to find out, please find out. And I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Have a wonderful convention. Thank you.
Please, one more time for Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. Still on the welcoming address, while Prof was speaking, we had an introduction to one of our Prof as the father of the faculty in Uni Abuja. We'd like to call on him to just say a word to his children and upcoming veterinarians in the person of Professor Ajagbona, the former dean.
Well, good afternoon, wonderful veterinarian in the making. What can I say again when the leader of the faculty has spoken? I just want to say you are all welcome to Abuja. Just like the dean has said, the Center of Unity. You know, it's always a pleasure when we look back to the day of little beginning when we started this faculty several years ago, and it was as if, will this baby grow? Will it not grow? I feel so delighted when I came to the faculty yesterday and I began to see vehicles from Nsuka, from ABU, and from Sokoto, Maiduguri, and several other universities. You know, who would have thought that Abuja will now become a melting point for veterinarians in the making to come together and then brainstorm. It's actually a very delightful thing to see. And I can see many of you warming up very soon, maybe in the next few months, 1 or 2 years, becoming our colleague. We are looking forward to handing over to many of you, brilliant heads and whatever. And so I'd like to welcome you, and I'd like to say it's my delight to see all this array of people from different parts of Nigeria coming to Abuja, and particularly University of Abuja veterinary faculty. You're welcome, and I'm very sure you're going to have a very good time. I'm particularly excited with Sokoto. And how many of you are from Sokoto here? How many of you are from Sokoto? Yes, up Usman Danfodio University. Yes. For me, I cannot forget Sokoto. Having spent close to 17 or 18 years in that place. Some of you were some of you were in the womb when I left the place, so you are not yet born. But I'm sure you're having a good time with some of my children who are deans and deputy deans over there in Sokoto. I'd like to welcome you, and please take my greetings back to our Vice Chancellor in Sokoto and a host of other deans and directors there. God bless you and have a very good time. Thank you.
Come on, we can do better for Prof. Can we celebrate Prof? Now Sokoto student, they clap fast. See how their head they big. Now, we're going to call on the National Association of Veterinary Medical Students in Nigeria for his welcoming address. Now, I see you guys are forming nobility. They say vet is a noble profession, but we want to bring Aluta now, so that you know, all of Nigeria, they do Congress yesterday. We want to bring it now. The greatest Nigeria student. No, come on. For the greatest Nigeria student. For the greatest Nigeria student. I will teach you guys one slang now. Sekoto. 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 For the greatest Nigeria student. Great. For the greatest Nigeria student. For the greatest Nigeria student. 3 koto for our president. Koto. 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 3 Eya for his enemy. Eya. 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 Please make welcome our president in the person of Ebenezer Ochoyo.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start by sincerely apologizing to our dignitaries. All through our training in vet school, this does not portray what we've learned over the years. We've always been trained to be on time to class. Even for most of us, if you come late, you'll be sent out. And we really want to apologize for what happened today. There were several factors that we could have done better. We want to say sorry, and we would work on that to improve. And I want to once again welcome our dignitaries. I want to thank our dean for his support so far. Thank Professor Ajagunat for always coming through for us. And Dr. Moses Arokoyo, I met with him briefly in Oyo State during the Congress. And although he's currently the chairman of Oyo State NVMA, I knew he was very busy during that time, but I just had to just say hi to him at that point. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to come and deposit knowledge into us. We also want to thank the Vet Connect for the amazing things that they've been doing for us as well. Dr. Shadra, thank you. And Dr. Taslim, Mr. Taslim, in charge of MILSAT technology. We say thank you for coming around today. And our grand sponsors of the convention, Farmalat, it's been an amazing ride with them. Thank you so much for coming. I wouldn't say I'll be welcoming you all again because we've been around since on Tuesday. But I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for everything you've done throughout this convention. We gathered together on the evening. Okay, like I was saying, we got on Tuesday evening. We had some time together as colleagues. Yesterday we had other moments as colleagues as well. So I would like to say thank you so much for everything we've done, right from when we were handed over to in 21 This team is centered on technology and the 21st. It is our duty as the next generation of veterinary professionals to embrace technology Thank you. It's our duty as the next generation of veterinary professionals to embrace technology and the possibilities it has in store for us if we must stay ahead of the curve in a rapidly changing world. I would like to use this opportunity to thank the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Abuja as a whole, for their support right from when we informed the faculty that we will be hosting this year's convention. We've got all the support we needed, all the assistance we needed. We really want to say thank you, and thank you. For our magazine, the editor-in-chief will be briefing us about the magazine later on. But this year's magazine is one that has amazing content for everyone, regardless of your profession, regardless of whatever stage you are. It's one that will mostly benefit us as veterinary medical students. I also want to thank all professionals that are here present. We have one-time AVMS President, University of Abuja here, Dr. Stephen Okwada. You are welcome. And every other vet doctor who is here today. And for every convention participant, the past few days have been exciting. We have connected, we have bonded, we have networked with ourselves. To advise us to stay strong to those connections we've made with each other, because we do not know what life holds in the future. Lest I forget, the chairman of ceremony, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, he has been of help to us. Every time we needed help, we always met him, and he was always available for us. Can we please give Professor Oladele a round of applause? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And before I also give our dignitaries here on stage a round of applause, Thank you so much. Of the greatest Nigerian students. Thank you.
Can we please clap for our Presido? Now, also standing for the president, please, I would like to tender a sincere apology to the institution of Amadou Bello University students who were held outside of their hall yesterday due to some circumstances happening with the Congress. The president has asked me to apologize. He was supposed to do that, but he just left. So please, ABU student, from the president desk, this is an apology. We are sorry, please. Thank you. Please. Thank you very much. Now, we'll go on with the event. We'll call on the keynote speaker. But before we do that, please, I just want us to, the association has asked me to do a fast finger. Just before we do that, fast finger. Do we have MTN users in the house? MTN users, are you ready? Bring out your phone. MTN users. MTN users. 81 78 129 480. Add 0 for the first number. Now my number. Call me for MC work. Thank you very much. Please. I'm going to call on the keynote speaker for his speech and lecture. We're going to, let's say, we give honor to whom honor is due. So, standing ovation. I'm calling on the student to make welcome our keynote speaker in the person of Dr. Moses Arokoye. Please, if I don't forgive me, my tongue no good. Please, Dr. Moses Arokoye. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. Thank you. So before we begin, I want to ask of us to please do me a favor. I'd like you to come forward. I want us to really be together. Just try to come forward. Let's fill the seats in front of us so that we can be close. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can assure you, you will not regret moving. Huh? Okay, I want to say a very good morning to everyone, and I want to appreciate our father, Prof, the father of the faculty, as the chairman have said. We appreciate you. We thank you for all you are doing for the faculty and all you have done in the time past. Our prayer is that God would continue to help you to do much more. Thank you so much for all you have been doing. To the chairman of occasion, thank you for having me here. Thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for the privileged relationship over the years. I do not take it for granted. I thank you, and I thank Mommy for all she has also done. Vet Connect, thank you for being here. Farmalat, we thank you. And my brother, thank you also for being here. Are we together? I'm not going to speak for so long, so I'd like you to follow, so that hopefully I can say one or two things that would be of useful impact to you this afternoon. So there was this man who applied to Harvard University. He applied to the University of Harvard and he was turned down. He applied 10 different times and he was turned down. He so much desired to graduate a student of Harvard, but somehow it was never going to come to pass. So he applied 10 times, and 10 times he was rejected. And so very soon, failure seems to become the story of his life. When KFC would come to China, they had 24 openings for people they wanted to take. At the end of the day, they took 23 persons. He was the only one who was rejected. This man failed at almost everything he desired to do in life. The more he tried, the more he failed. He eventually decided that if no institution is going to employ me, because he was tired of applying, he told himself at least the police department would take me. And so there were opportunity for 4 persons to join the police force. 4 of them applied. They took 3. He was the only one that was not applied, that was not taken. At this point, this fellow concluded he was a failure. This afternoon, I want to tell you that at the age of 55, Jack Ma was worth 34.1 billion and he was retiring. This was a man that had failed several times in his life till he was almost becoming an institution of failure. But he could retire at 55 with a net of 34.1 billion. What am I trying to present to us this afternoon? As students, firstly, I want to tell you that until you give up on yourself, there is nobody anywhere that can call you a failure. There is nobody anywhere that can make a failure out of you until you decide for yourself that you have failed. And they say to fail is just your first attempt at learning. So if you fail, stand up and try again. They say winners never quit. And so I have come to charge us this afternoon. As veterinarians, as doctors, do not quit. Your future is only just beginning. My name is Dr. Moses Arukoyo. I work with Boringa Ingelheim Animal Health. I'm the regional manager for Sub-Saharan Africa Central. I want to talk to you briefly today on technology and the 21st century veterinarian. Can we begin, please? So something is happening in our present world. A lot is actually happening. And I put on the slide Uber. Uber is the world's largest taxi company. But Uber has no taxis of its own. It is the world's largest taxi company, but they don't have cars, vehicles of their own for this business. But they are the largest taxi company. Facebook. Facebook is the world's most popular media content. They create no content. When you media today, the first thing that comes to the mind of any person is Facebook. And what Facebook has done is to just be there. You and I go there to create the content, and Facebook is going home with the money. So something is happening. Alibaba is the most valuable retailer today. They have no inventory. It's just a meeting point. They are a retailing company, not necessarily because they keep local stock for themselves. They are not exactly producing anything. But they are the most valuable retailer globally as of today. I'm sure you know Alibaba is owned, co-founded by Jack Ma, this man who failed several times in his life. Airbnb is the world's largest accommodation provider. They don't have an estate anywhere. And if you are talking about the world's largest accommodation provider, they are the one. These guys don't have estate anywhere. So something is definitely happening. Bitcoin threatens to be the world's biggest bank maybe tomorrow. There is no actual cash anywhere. So the question is, what is going on? More is coming even in the healthcare. What I'm trying to say in my opening remark is that the world has gone digital. And this is the reality of the world we live in today. I'm sure the way you were taught or being taught in vet school today is not the way I was taught. Tomorrow, the people coming after you will not be taught the way you are being taught today. Things are changing. Something is happening. Technology is happening to the world. A revolution is here. We're either a part of it or we get left behind. Every single one person I've mentioned in this opening slide, they are making headways. Not necessarily because they have the physical thing, residential with them. It's a virtual world. It's a digital world. And these guys are sitting at the top of the ladder because of technology. Next slide. So something is happening. Technology is happening to us. Next slide, please. Hello. So I'm saying that technology is here. Veterinary services disruption is here. Because three things will begin to happen. And they are already happening. And the first is modifications of the livestock sector. Things are no longer the way they used to be, and they will continue to change. Disruption, even in our veterinary services, is already here. Innovations are coming in. Things are changing. Technology is causing massive change. And this change is dynamic, happening by the second. Veterinary technological advances are here with us, and they are increasing. If we graduate like this, we will struggle after graduation. Because the things you are learning now, if you are not adding technology to your learning, are the things somewhere, someone will sit somewhere and with a click of the button, he will acquire your 6 years knowledge. Six years plus X. 6 years of uninterrupted stress. Somebody can sit in his room and acquire the same. May not be 100% because of the practicals. But even practicals now have gone digital, they're online. So it's serious. Next slide. What are the facts? By 2050, the world population is estimated to hit 9.7 billion. The sector will need to create an extra 70% avenue to feed the world and to keep the world safe. Outside of technology, this is not possible. 2050, down the line, will be 9.7 billion people on this planet. The livestock sector will be called upon to satisfy food security, food safety SOPs. You and I, as veterinarians, our call to duty and responsibility will increase, and we can only meet up through technology. We can only feed the world through technology. Jack Ma retired at 55. Technology did not retire. As we speak, he's still making money. Technology is working for him. Because this is the way the world is going today. And the facts are there. Technology is rapidly changing the way people live in the modern world and gaining intense attention as part of the fourth industrialization wave. We cannot do without technology. The World Organization for Animal Health, formerly OIE, conducted a survey. And in this survey, they began to check what are the external and internal factors that will be needed in the next 10 years to meet up with population explosion. One of the things that were identified is that veterinary service will need to go digital in order to meet up with the demands and be able to do what is needful for you and I to do as veterinarians. Next slide. What are the ensuing challenges for the 21st century veterinarian? Number one, treatment is moving to prevention. People are beginning to get less interested in treatment. They want to see, how do we prevent this? And this is an ensuing challenge. If we go to school and all we go to learn is antibiotics, antimicrobials, we are doomed. Because in 2050, it is also projected that 10 million people will die due to antimicrobial resistant issues. So the world is clamping down on the usage of antibiotics. The world is moving from treatment to prevention. And technology is key. And this is becoming a big issue for veterinarians today. Very soon, the world will no longer be interested in come and treat. The language now is come and do what? Come and prevent. Secondly, of course, I've just mentioned, there is the no antibiotics ever trend. In other climes outside of this place now, people want to grow their chickens, their animals, without using antibiotics at all. This is where the world is going to. And if we want to stay relevant, we must follow in this way. How does technology come into all this? Very shortly, I will let us know. Vaccination is moving to the hatchery. And I want to appeal to every one of us. Wait. Make sure that you up your skill beyond what you are taught in the class. Because for those of us on the field, we know that vaccination is moving from the field towards the hatchery. There are 4-in-1 vaccines. There are vector vaccines. There are vaccines today like Vaccitech. Vaccitech HVT IBD. You inject the chicken at day one. You don't need to repeat Gomboro for the life of the bird. How do you graduate without knowing? You want to come and do gomboro 3 times in water for the broilers. You won't sell. Your profession won't sell. Because the world has moved on. I can tell you that in the next 10 years, there will be very little vaccination that will be done outside of the hatchery. There are vector vaccines now that are injected day one from the hatchery. There are trivalent vaccine, vector vaccines now. You inject day one, you don't do Newcastle or IBD for the life of these birds. In 2015, 14-15, I entered into one of the biggest hatcheries in this country. And I told them, give me 3 months. Let me alter your vaccination plan. For your broilers, we will do everything you need to do in 1 day. You will only do 1 more life after today. They say, how? Give me 1 pen out of your many. I want to tell you that since 2014 to date, that hatchery, I don't want to mention name, have been using that vaccination program, and they harvest their broilers at 33 days. If you come to me in Ibadan, I will take you there. It's a live testimony. So while people feed their chickens for 3 months, wasting money, these fellows harvest their broilers 33, 35 days. Since 2014, calculate as a vet how much money they must have saved. Vaccination has moved, or is moving, from the field to the hatchery. If you graduate like this, you will be shocked when you graduate and enter the field. We have moved on. And the message today is that before you graduate, try to move on. Automation has become the order of the day. You know the way we do biosecurity, or the way we were taught in my time. You create a food dip. You get to the farm, you remove your shoes, you change to slippers, you step into the food dip, you enter the farm. Not so. Today, these things are automated. There is a farm, Al Watania, in Saudi Arabia. When you get to that farm, if you are going to visit the farm for 1 day, you leave your house 4 days ahead of time. When you get to that farm, they quarantine you. They will give you food, they give you a place to stay. You know why? These guys are churning out 1 million broilers every day by technology. So when you arrive, you enter the place, they accommodate you. You change your clothes. You wear what they give you. You shower. And then you eat for free for 2-3 days. After 3 days, then you enter the farm. Biosecurity have moved beyond changing slippers. The world has moved on. And we must do the same as veterinarians. Internet of Things have taken over. So if you are not skilled computer-wise, please do something about it. Don't feel comfortable. I'm a veterinarian. I'm just here to memorize. It's no longer about that. It's about what value will you add when you graduate. You know, as veterinarians, we are good with memorizing. Someone came to me one day and he said, are you a vet? I said, yes, I'm a vet. He said, please, what we just finished, can you try to walk me through it? Can you remember 1 hour ago? So I told him a long time ago in a country far away from Nigeria, there lived a man whose name was Ali. Although he was clever, he had very little money. Although he wanted to get rich, he wanted to do so without working hard, day after day. So one morning, he built a small outside the city where he lived. I said, that's Macmillan Primary 4. So 1 hour will not be a problem. You can go and check. That is verbatim. I'm not joking. We are veterinarians. And we are that good. But beyond what you have to speak from the brain is time and value on the ground. And we can only do this if we align with technology and the change that is going on. Increase consumer demand for transparency. Gone are the days you tell the customer what you like. You are talking to a he is Googling what you are telling him to verify if these things are true. We cannot afford to fail. There's a clarion call for us to be up to date and up to speed in our training. Social concerns, reducing carbon print, safety standard, and so on and so forth. Next slide. It is no longer an issue to wave away. We need to move. What are the questions? Will veterinarians be able to capture the opportunities and adapt to the ever-growing digital change? Are we? Because there are opportunities. And before I close, I will show you some. Will veterinarians unlock new models to make veterinary services more efficacious and efficient to meet SOP for animal health and welfare? Will veterinary institutions introduce ICT to our training? Because it has become a core course. It's no longer a choice. Find time in the evening or during the holidays to go and get yourself skilled IT-wise. It will pay off for you at the end of the day. Some of us will gain employment, not necessarily because we are veterinarians, because you are a vet with IT knowledge. We must make it our concern to know what is going on out there. I can tell you today for free that there are 33 billion chicken in this world as of today. 33 billion. Growing at plus 14% rate. Used to be ahead in the 90s. It has changed. As veterinarians, you and I need to have all this knowledge. Because the world has moved on. You and I only remain relevant in our veterinary services if we become IT inclined. Technology has become a core course. Next slide. Some focus points in breed selection now. Gone are the days where you go and take a ram and you just look at the shape. Say this one is okay, I take this one. Because you want to breed. Now there are techniques. There are digital ways of doing all that. And those are the things that will make you and I different from professionals. Somebody is an animal scientist, you are a vet. You need to justify why you are paid more. Technology will get you there. There are now rapid test kits on the field. It's coming, mark my words. When students will enter the exam hall and they will be allowed to carry any kind of textbook that they like. You know why? That time is nearby. Where there will be specs. That when people put it on, they blink, it opens pages. So what's the essence of saying leave textbook outside? That is the trend of the world today. So very soon, what I'm trying to say, it won't be about passing exam. It will be about what do you have to offer? What's your value? What can you change on the ground? How have you equipped yourself? Some years ago, someone was doing a PhD program. in one of our universities, I won't mention name, and they took support. And we decided to give them PCR card. We wanted to do real-time PCR test. We gave them FTA card, sorry. A vet doing PhD. We gave them FTA card. They asked me, it's for what? How many of you have heard the card before? You can see something now. But this is the trend of the world. All you need to do is enter into the farm, take samples, make a smear inside the FTA card, cover it, put it in a polythene, you can send it abroad. In 2 weeks you get diagnosis. But when we don't even know what is FTA, how do we do real-time PCR test? We spent $500,000 running and supporting the project. To interpret the result became a problem. Because technology does not appear to be a core part of what we should be doing or what we should know as veterinarians. So the time it takes you to get your result in 3 months, somebody got it in a week and walk away. How do you compare yourself in speed, in returns, in efficiency, in productivity with such a person? This is the 21st century. We must arise to a call to become more ICT inclined. And nobody came to this world with knowledge all in the brain. It's a learning curve. We open ourselves to it, we learn how to do it. Vaccines and vaccines. I've spoken about that. There are vector vaccines all over the place today. Some of the vaccines were given, by injection, picking the chicken one by one. There are machines that do that now. I'll show you a couple of them before I close. There are machines today that can vaccinate 120 birds in 1 hour. So gone are the days where you muzzle up and say, I'm the vet. Bring out all the chicken. How many are there? 50. You vaccinate overnight for 2 days. That's after doing daybreak, TDB in school. You graduate and now do TNT next tomorrow. Vaccinating chickens. When there are machines that can do 120 birds in 1 hour. 30,000 birds in 20 minutes. These are machines I am using. So I'm not telling things that are in the sky. Machines have been using since like 2014. How do you compete with me with your injection? It's not possible. I'm saying that as vets, technology has made life easier for us to deliver quality service. But if we know it and if we embrace it, things have changed. Vaccination approach have changed. Vaccines in themselves have changed. Data management, climate change, it goes on and on. Next slide so that I can round up. Blockchain. Technology today has made it possible that in one system you can have every single knowledge that you need about your animals from start to finish. What am I trying to say, brothers and sisters? The era of memorizing to pass has gone. There is a call for our practicality on the field. We need to pull our weight as veterinarians. The world is growing in population. What will they eat? What do we eat lies with you and I to certify. How do we do that? With a challenge. By getting more skilled in technology. Next slide, please. Let me jump down. Vet Connect is here with us. That slide is the slide of his company. Does Dr. Shadrach look like a 50-something-year-old man to you? Please, can you stand? Sorry, so they can see you well. Dr. Shadrach owns Vet Connect. You know what this app does? This app have made many of you, God forbid, some of you will not get job on time because of this app. Sorry to crucify you. This app is the reason some of you won't get job easily. You know why? This app connects the end user to a veterinarian inside his room. I can go on this app and check any vet who is registered on that app. I will just click, I have a dog, 1, 2, 3, 6. The vet will diagnose on the app. If you are not a registered certified vet, you cannot enter this app. So for those of us who graduate looking for how to enter white collar job, you won't get that because many guys are employed already on this app. And why wouldn't you be on the app? You don't like technology. How can I go to vet school for 6 years and be pressing something? I have to carry a big textbook to show that I suffered for 6 years. If this one won't throw you out of employment, next slide, I'm sure that this one will. Adebayo is in Ibadan. He owns this, BIMS, BIMS. With this app, a farmer can go into the app, get it operational, certified by vets who is sitting on the farm. And this farmer can increase his productivity for broilers from start to finish with a vet supervising him on the app. As I speak to you, we are pushing for a PPP with state government on this app. This app has the capacity to employ 15 or 20 veterinarians for a start in the state. And this is what we are pushing. If the state embrace this app, we will immediately employ 20 vets. What the government will never do. 21st century, my brothers and sisters, technology is here and it is the next disruption. Don't graduate and not upskill yourself IT-wise. It's a scam against yourself. Next slide. Afrimash. Surprisingly, with over 50 employees, he is owned by someone who is around the same age as Shadrach, based in Ibadan too. This app reaches 700,000 farmers on a monthly basis. Can you beat that? 700 farmers monthly. As I speak to you, these guys in Kenya, what we fail to recognize, these people will collect from us and then come and say they are teaching us what to do. This is owned by one of our own. How do you reach 700 farmers working? How you want to in your language, sir? You cannot koto to this boho. You clap now because I'm speaking Aluta language. I know you have to koto to this boho. We have to go this way. Technology is the next happening thing, the next weapon in the hand of a vet. You can consult for 25 with an app in your hands. and they will pay for your certificate. Because you will build the app in such a way, if they are not certified by VET, they cannot enter the app. So they need you, and your job becomes faster. Next slide, sir. Is Farmalert not one of the sponsors of this program? Where do you think he's getting the money from? IT. Farmalert is acting as an aggregate center point, creating access for farmers. And all these things happen. IT. You know why I know that we are going to be richer than our fathers? I am so sure. Because IT. They have laid a foundation for us. All you and I need to do is climb on, begin to rise. And rise very fast. They have provided a platform left for you and I to embrace technology, add it to what they have taught us, and then we can rise. Let's round up. You see this machine to the left, the one that has a wheel. That machine is called Ulvavac. This machine is so convenient. You take this machine, you plug it to a battery, attach it together, you sling it. It's not heavy. You just hold the handle and you take a stroll on your farm and you are vaccinating. And in 20 minutes, you vaccinate 30,000 birds. How much do you think this suit cost? This is how I afford it. What you are struggling to do in 1 month, I do it in 20 minutes. That's why I can afford this watch under God. What we are trying to say is that you don't need to struggle the way others struggled. If we add technology to the knowledge they have given to us. The machine on the right hand side vaccinates 3,000 birds 1 hour subcute. You know that Marex they told you to be injected subcute to the neck area. That machine does 3,000 birds in 1 hour. Take the chicken. There's a spot you touch. Once you touch, the needle comes out from the back, inject. So the faster you can put it, you may even do more than 3,000 in 1 hour. So when you take this machine and you stroll into a farm, how many birds do you have? They say we have 200,000. You didn't come with anybody, I came alone. Okay, you will sleep here 1 week, I'll be done by 4 p.m. Go and start counting my money. Why opening our eyes to this? Because we are graduating. The opportunity lies there ahead of us. I need us to know that technology has impacted the veterinary service so much. We need to know, we need to embrace it. And you need to start thinking in this. Don't come out and you are telling yourself, nah, I need to go and buy a syringe, 18 gauge needle. The world has left that place. Next slide. You see this syringe, for those of you who just press something to feel like a vet. This is called Socurex. Socurex has a manifold. When you put the manifold at the end point, it comes out with only one needle. So you can connect a pipe to 2 different vaccines. And in one shot, you inject 2 different vaccines at the same time. One shot. The world has moved on. Tell your neighbor for me. The world has moved on. Next slide. As we close. What are my final thoughts? Next slide, sir. Just touch it. Okay, there's one more machine. You see this man. This man didn't come to the world in any way special than the way you and I came.
You know, it's like a man who you give a Rolls Royce and he tells you, no, I was born into a family that must be in B2 all our lives. B2 is our legacy. And you are giving Rolls Royce for free. That guy is vaccinating the whole of that pen, the length of that pen, you can imagine. As he's going down, there are about 100,000 beds. In 6 minutes, he's done. Because of technology. All he does, mix the vaccine, put it on his back, you know, like 2 guns. Once he marched from the beginning to the end, the beds are vaccinated. For respiratory-oriented vaccines, like IB, like Newcastle. Tell your neighbor life. No. But now you know. As you graduate, approach your graduation with so much hope and so much expectation. Because you know you will do better with technology. Let's close. My final thoughts. Digital technology is fast transforming the agricultural livestock sector, including veterinary services. We must arise to the cutting-edge technological call in order to offer innovative, high-quality services and solutions to our rapidly changing world. I've said that in so many words. We must upskill the current and future veterinary workforce to remain at the center of digital innovation in animal health. This is the future of veterinary services. No technology will just be shouting we are vets. And somebody job. Try not to become a man of success. Albert Einstein said, rather become a man of value. But for somebody like him, a renowned scientist, who was told at the beginning of his life that he doesn't know anything. In fact, they told his mom that his brain has no capacity to learn. There is no physics now without the theory of relativity developed by this man. This is a man they told his brain cannot read book. They told his mom. And this man says in the last life, don't try to be a man of success. Rather, become a man of value. Why did he say that? Success will follow you. When you carry value, you are bound to succeed. Tech, my last words, is the next economic boom. We are going to see more of Vet Connect, more of BIMS, more of Farmalart, more of Afrima. You cannot stop it from happening. It's already happening. All you and I need to do as veterinarians is raise technology as a core part of how you need to prepare yourself so that you can be a very successful one. I think there's a last slide after this. What are we trying to do as BI? What we have tried to do as BI, in the last 2 years, we have been working on an internship program. And if not for the 8 months, we would have implemented that. So this year, we are going to fly an internship program. We are going to be picking 2 students using materials as dictated by the school. We are going to have about 8 students, possibly 10, if things work. We are going to have 10 students do their N1 this year with Boris. We'll work with the deans, as I've discussed with our daddy here. We'll work with the deans. We'll take students from the east, from the north, from the west, and from the capital. Have about 8, 10 of them come to Buga and do their 1-year service with us. And in this 1 year, we will expose them to technology as is possible. We will take them on farm audits We'll connect, we'll let them see sales and marketing. Expose them to the different parts of vet services. So that after 1 year, these fellows will be grounded to an extent. Then they can decide which career they want to go. So instead of to spend somewhere just collecting MSS, cross leg somewhere, just show your face in the abattoir. I greet you people this morning, and you go back, you travel, and 1 year waste. We feel we can help our students, our friends, our brothers, sisters, invest this 1 year. Of course, NYC will send to us. We will work on that. And then we will work together with you for 1 year. The opportunity so presents itself, you may find yourself outside the country after that 1 year. We want to contribute this as Boringa Ingelheim community, and we are praying that it will work out well. We are starting this. So on this note, I want to say the 21st century must be IT inclined, tech savvy, because this is the next economic boom for you. I like the smiling. It means you understand what I'm saying. Thank you for having me. So grateful.
Come on, we can do better. Can we celebrate our keynote speaker? The next economic boom. Those of us in the crypto world, do we see vets coming to crypto too? Yes, so we're coming there. I would like to celebrate every dignitary here. They've been here since we started, I think 11 or past 12. Can we please celebrate our dignitaries? It's not been easy. And to the next upcoming, can we celebrate ourselves? Thank you. Now, we'll be going straight forward to the question and answering section. So what we'll do is, I think we'll just go column by column. We'll pick just one person to represent a column. If you have a question, you ask, and we'll give the speaker to, our keynote speaker, to answer some of your questions. Thank you very much. So, left or right? Left. Okay.
All right. Before we take the question, I want to just say something briefly so that we can all be on the same page, because I'm sure that some of the dignitaries must have been asking questions regarding some movements when the public lecture just started. Yesterday, during our Students' Congress, our annual General Congress, ABU, Zaria, were denied entrance into their lodge by the logistics committee, and we really want to apologize to them for that act from the local organizing committee. And everyone should have an access to their lodge, and it's not compulsory for everybody to come for the Congress. So on that note, for everyone in ABU Zaria that had to pass through that unbearable situation, we want to sincerely apologize, and we hope that for the sake of way forward and for us to have a happy ending towards this convention that we started lively, find it in your hearts to forgive. Thank you so much.
And a little bit of koto. 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 Thank you very much, President. Can we clap for our president, please? Thank you very much. Now, just a quick adjustment to the question. We are just taking only 2 questions. So I think for justice sake, we'll take from a female student and a male student. So just indicate, okay, 1. What about for a female? 2. Okay, please just come forward. Just come forward. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Abba Musa Ab, and I'm from Ahmad Bello University, Zaria. I'm a 600 level student. The question is, usually during events like this, you will be given advices on how to harness on some ideas. But you came to notice that when you really want to harness those ideas, you may not have the raw materials and maybe the encouragement you need. Come to some point, like, let me just give up, because it seems to you like it's easy. So my question is, for the keynote speaker, what are the way forward for students like us who really have some ideas that want and making it like impossible? Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols duly observed. Good afternoon, my fellow colleagues. My question is, sir, you spoke about. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, you spoke about technology and how well it has impacted in the veterinary space so far. My question is, now I want to bring us back home to Nigeria and the situations that we're faced with, the government policies and all the crisis that has been going on so far. Now, I've also noticed that in most of the universities, we're not given the practical knowledge that we're supposed to get. And even when we fall back to the alternative mechanism, which is the IT, we still find ourselves in clinics where all these machines are not accessible, and even places where they're not put to proper use because of lack of practical knowledge. Now my question is, how can we possibly address, how can we possibly adapt, if not address these issues in order for us not to fall out from the 21st century of veterinarians? Thank you.
Okay, for the first person, your ideas, you don't throw them away. One of the things we can do for ourselves is mentorship. Find someone who can mentor you. I mean, find a network, attach yourself to somebody so that your ideas don't die. You know, some of the times the ideas we have, because we drop them, somebody else picks your idea, and tomorrow you are watching your idea on the TV. The fellow have made something out of it. So don't let your ideas, your dreams die. Connect with someone. I was speaking to, I think at the induction ceremony of University of Ilorin University students some 2 years ago, and I made an open invitation. If those of you who live in Ibadan or who will be coming, up to the first 3 persons, I guarantee employment. Nobody came, sir, except 1 person. We are talking of inducting students. Nobody showed up, only 1 fellow. He's working in Lagos now, Dr. Timothy. You can find out, you can do background check. I didn't see any other person. So attach yourself, to someone. Have a mentor. What you don't know how to do is likely he knows how, or he knows someone who can help you.
get it done. To answer our sister, how do you assess these opportunities? You know, we are supposed to be doing IT, which is where the idea of this industrial attachment. Some of us just go somewhere and sign the form and bring it back. But what you don't know is that you are doing yourself. We sign it, we submit just to fulfill our righteousness. We don't do it. So try to get yourself attached to places where you can really add knowledge to yourself. Those 6 weeks, don't waste them. You know, go to companies, approach companies, think outside of the box. Don't just, you know, there are so many, like in Abuja now. Those of you who are pet inclined, Dr. Bala's clinic is there, Vet World, and so on. Dr. John is there, and so on. Go to these people and make usefulness out of those 6 weeks. For those of you poultry inclined, and so on. In Lagos, they are there. Dr. Abiade, one of our fathers, is there in Lagos. Dr. Nasri Truthmas, they are there. If you come to Ibadan, they are there. In Lagos now, there's an ultra-modern hospital in Lagos now, House of Pluto. This is somebody I know. All the machines are there, X-ray, you know, how to do lab, everything is there. In fact, that's where that fellow in Unilorin is working now, Dr. Timothy. She's a Malaysian, so all the equipments are there. So talk to the right persons to get to the right place where you can actually access some of this equipment and get proper trade. Don't tell yourself they are not there. If you come to me in Ibadan now, you see all of this equipment and more. And we train you for free. So I want to say it here. If you happen to come to Ibadan, maybe you want to spend 1 week in Ibadan, call me and tell me you are around for 1 week. After all, it's not as if
Good afternoon. Starting on the existing protocol, I'd like to add some key to what you just said. So Prof have mentioned some key things that are very important to you, and he's even very generous to saying you can come to him. But I'll give you a quick scenario, just give me 5 minutes. So personally, my name is Taslim, and I have over 10 years experience in working, but I did my NYSC 2020. Right. So, but the point is this. I started working since I was in school. And you might believe, okay, how did you get 10 years experience when you just finished your school in 2018 and the like? It's exactly what it's saying, but I'll give you some particular pattern to do it. The two questions I was asked brought a particular topic to my mind. I want to mention it. If I'm wondering how do I start, where do I start from? But our greatest mistake as students is that we believe we have to leave what we are doing to go and start somewhere else. When they say tech, it doesn't mean you must stop what you are learning, what you've learned, and go and start programming or do something like no. The actual way forward is that understand what you are studying. In what you are studying, you apply tech. Tech is applied to a knowledge you own. You don't learn tech on its own and try to find a way to apply it. That's very wrong. If the only thing you know is maybe, so I'm not really a vet person, but maybe, okay, let me assume I want to enter the vet industry right now. And the only thing I know is how to collate Excel sheets. Do you know I can still make my money quite all right? If I take my time to visit maybe 1,000 vet professionals and ask them some questions. How do you solve the highest disease you have made before? And I compiled 1,000 ways of solving a particular disease problem. And I sell that book to all of you, you will buy it. Was that hard? I don't know about vets, but I met 1,000 of them. And I asked them a question, and they gave me a report. It might take me 9 months to do this, but when I'm done, I'll make my money back. So that's me leveraging technology to ask them questions. I might not meet them physically, it might be over a Zoom call, over a Google Meet, but I will do my 1,000 profiling, right? So this is just talking on a very, very default level. But right now, you've gone through school, that you have done several assignments, several practicals. In this practical and assignment, there is many people pay you for what they don't know. That's the point. I don't know where to find a vet professional. That's why I will pay you to tell me where. So if you've gone through school, they've taught you several things that many people don't know out there, and you don't know how to convert it into the internet, to make the money, then you need to just try and learn it. So it's applying what you've learned and using technology to make it like catalyze it per se. So there are many things I would have loved to say, but time constraint. But the point is, understand where you are standing and see how tech applies to it. Now, if you don't know anything at all, go to YouTube and just type maybe how to analyze data. You see different courses. Knowledge is free, but it's if you are willing to learn it that is there. I started 2012, but at that point in time, I watched, so I write codes and I studied geography, right? But I learned my own coding from YouTube in less than 3 months. And I made my first 100K a week after. The point is, but that was during my holidays, right? By say, I just went home. And one thing, if you really want to change yourself, you will go quiet for some time. Ready to do that. You won't see anybody that says is well renowned right now. Ask him what he went through and how he went through it. So you don't, if you say your time is 24 hours per day, how many hours do you spend learning something new? I'll give you another example in case you don't get what I'm saying. If I ask you between rice, beans, and yam, which one is sweeter? You will say rice or beans or yam, right? That's because you've tried each of them to understand which one is better. But now I ask you which domain is best to do something in industry. You have never even gone to do maybe IT or like you've never even tried anything within your industry. Now you mentioned and like try to read about it. It's what you know about that you can think of, that you can use to decide what to do. If your knowledge radius is very small, you are limiting yourself. You have to expand. You have to know something about many things, then know what will you pick to go forward with. Most time it's that pattern, or just get advice from someone that knows you very well. When you say, okay, go and learn analysis or learn AI, and then come away and apply it. So, and if you remain in your room, unless you have good network, what Prof just said is that if you build yourself having the knowledge, you must have the right network to get the best value out of it. You won't go and study vet and go and start selling it in estate industry. No, you must continue growing your network in the vet industry while you are learning what is important within industry per se. So when you're ready to sell out your value, those that understand the value of what you're holding will pay you the highest. So these are quite a lot, but to start, it's on your decks, right? Take up you have smartphones, you have internet. If you calculate how much time you spend on Instagram, on Twitter, and TikTok and the likes, but if you use half that time to read something that's important that your fellow colleagues don't know. Okay, I'll ask you a question. If they line up all of you right now and ask you, why should I pick you to work with me? What will you say that you know differently from your next colleague standing next to you? What will you say? They all taught you all the same courses, the same topics, the same assignments, but what makes you different? If you say, oh, I studied vet, but I know how to write, how to use Excel, as big as that, that makes you different. If you say, okay, I know how to design a web portal, I know how to create forms for research, pick something that will make you distinct in tech. It's very small. You won't spend up to 1 week to learn it, I promise you. And attach it to what you are doing, you will stand different. And when they're looking for who to get, they will see you first. Because you know an extra edge is called unique selling points than your other colleagues. Now, there are so many things to do right now because the sky is big enough for everybody to fly. So you would want to calm yourself down, think of what you really love, right, in the industry, and apply tech to it. I tell you, give yourself a year. And you have to be patient anyways. A year, you will see the difference. Like it will just be like magical per se. Thank you.
That was a very short speech. Thank you very much, sir. Can we celebrate our speakers, please? Thank you very much. Next, we'll be having the technology and entrepreneurship panelists. But before I call them, I want to do small advertisement for Vet Connect and Farm Alert. Can I? Now, for Farm Alert, I'm going to use the normal British and Obodo Igbo standard. While for Vet Connect, I'll bring it home. Which one will we start with? Farm Alert. This is an app that alerts you about everything happening in the poultry world around you. We are fast, reliable, consistent. We have the best veterinarians at hand to meet your needs. Your poultry is sick, call us. Farm Alert, your best in the industry. Thank you. Free of charge. Farm Alert will go pay me for this advertisement. Now for Vet Connect, let's come back. Hey, we don't come again, no. We don't come again, no. Ah, Vet Connect, where they connect people. This na Obonge app. Where we say, if you put this app, if your dog nowhere, go this app. The nearest vet. The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Hi, are you practicing vet or one who runs a veterinary outlet? What if I told you there's an online market where you could buy all your quality pet products at wholesale prices? Yes, at Farmerland.shop we offer you quality pet products at wholesale prices. Yes, we also have customer-friendly doctors who are ready to respond to you just in case you encounter any difficulties while using our platform. We do deliveries in Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, and smaller cities on special request. Yeah, you can also make extra money. You heard me right. You can also make extra money by sharing your referral link to a vet who will order without limit. And once they do that, you make extra cash while they also make extra cash. Yeah. Farmerland.shop offers you reliable and animal friendly products at wholesale price. Farmerland.shop company that is offer.
My name is Oga Michael Ocean, student, University of Abuja, the host school. And with me here is
DVM1 student, of Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, Danjuma Muhibba.
Okay. Thank you so much once again, distinguished dignitaries. So, I want to say a very big thank you, sir, for the lecture on technology. I learned a lot from there. But I want to ask a question, sir. How can Nigerians adapt to this within this 21st century? Amidst a whole lot that is happening in the field of the veterinary space, sorry sir, I don't know the name, from Mr. Tech Limited. He said something that really got me interesting. He said that we should do what we love. We should find a place in the veterinary career and apply tech to what we find interesting. So, sir, my question now is, the whole vet course is very draining and taxing from year 1 down to year 6. So now, my question is, so what would you advise a student, maybe a DVM1 student, who is just starting, like my colleague here, Muiba?
All right, thank you very much. The second question is, usually when we are in secondary school, we usually have these debates that has technology done us more harm than good. Now, my question is, we all know that everything that comes with an importance, like an advantage, also has a disadvantage. And most people most of unexpertised non-veterinarians use the internet as source of information on treating their animals. And this is having great effects on the health of the animals. Now, my question is, what are your thoughts on these issues that are competing with the vets, and how do you think it can be resolved?
All right, thank you very much. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are as follows. The first thing I think we can do as veterinarians or as a community of veterinarians is regulation. We are not there yet. Our veterinary community is largely unregulated, and this remains something very major that is being looked at. Efforts are being made. I give you some practical examples. Across the states now, since I would say second half of last year into this year and ongoing, most veterinary outlets that are not owned by veterinarians or veterinary outlets that are not registered by veterinarians or veterinary outlets that are operating without the supervision of a veterinarian are being closed down across the states in the country. Second half of last year into this year, it has become intensified. Now, why are we trying to do this? The aim is to regulate the practice itself. Why should somebody who is not a vet be treating animals? There are laws in this country, but just like there are so many laws in Nigeria, implementation, enforcement is the thing that is missing. It will shock you that there are so many laws that are supposed to put a check on some things that we are allowing to go for free in the nation. The other day we were discussing with a couple of people in Oyo State, and I told them, if your dog bites anybody, you go to jail or you pay 250,000. The person said, what do I mean? There's a law to that effect, and I brought it out. But many of us don't know, because there is no enforcement of the laws. Every dog owner is supposed to vaccinate his dog. If your dog bites someone, he dies, you are chargeable, it's billable. So, if you ask me what are my thoughts, regulation, we can do more. Any pharmacy out there that is selling veterinary product without a vet should be locked down. There is a law backing that. In fact, the most recent law, gazetted 2022, signed by the president late last year, has made regulation of this profession more robust if we implement them. No hatchery should exist without a vet. No breeder farm should exist without a vet. So if you ask me what are my thoughts, I will say we need more regulation. This will create more jobs for us as veterinarians. Above all, this will bring more sanity to the profession. This will bring a check to the fake drugs that are being sold, around. So those are my thoughts. I was trying to pick where your question would land. I wasn't really getting whether you were making a statement or you were asking a question. But let me say, in your own words, if you find out where your area of interest or strength is, add tech to it, and it would improve whatever it is that you are doing. You and I must bring a difference to the table. This is the summary of what we are saying. We cannot keep practicing veterinary medicine the way it used to be practiced. We opened a couple of veterinary hospitals recently in Oyo State, and we did it with so much, there was so much, is it celebration or noise? I don't want to use the word noise. Why? Because there was inspection of those premises. You don't just open one place in your backyard and say we are treating dog here. And the person brings the dog, he has to jump over a gutter, and even the environment will even make the dog more sick. The right thing was done. An inspection team went there, checked, looked at the environment. Where do you want to keep a dog with parvo? Because parvo will cause further damage, infection for other dogs that will come. So what is your plan? We checked all those. And with so much,
celebration, the place was dedicated. And another one followed because things are being done with a difference. You enter there, you see microscope, you see, the lab session. People want to do, that is the area of interest. Now the fellow is adding diagnosis. He's bringing equipment. He wants to check. He doesn't want to just, somebody just brings a dog. You just say, where is it? Put him on the table. They put the dog, you just antibiotics. It's not different from what anybody can do. But if they bring the dog and you check the dog systematically, you take the temperature, somebody's writing down something, you check the color of the eyes, you check, you are approaching it professionally. You ask question, has he been vaccinated against rabies? Oh, you don't know? Okay, let's check. Has he gone anywhere? What of DHL people? And you are talking, you are writing. The person knows this is with a difference. So check your area of interest in summary, and like he said, add technology. What can make it more professional, faster, more productive? Must I do it the way it has been done all these years? No. So what can I do to make it more efficient? That is the tech part of it. You are adding efficiency and productivity to what you know how to do. And that brings a lot of difference. Just like I said, somebody invites me to a farm. I won't go with your needle and syringe. I will not. I will ask you question. What kind of vaccine? If it's respiratory oriented, I know the equipment to take. If it's the one that needs it, I know what to take. Have I answered your question? All right.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So they said to everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage. And now we are talking about technology. So, sir, in the veterinary space, sorry to digress a little, but we've heard of instances where biogas is being employed in the use in the veterinary space. We've heard of recent trends of carbon emissions from things that we use, gadgets and everything. So now, sir, my question is, what is the global community doing with regards to these carbon footprints that are being generated? Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. The second question is, I would always like to bring us back home and emphasis on that. Now we've made mention of several apps, the Vet Connect, the Farm Alert, and very mouth-watering services that they offer. But the thing is, we find out that most people in the urban areas are actually aware of these apps that they do exist. But if you go to rural areas where the real meat are being produced, livestock and everything, most of them are not aware because of illiteracy, the factor of illiteracy. So how can we sensitize them and enlighten them that they actually exist, and how can we make it easier for them to use? Thank you.
I will allow Shadrach to answer the second question because, he's an app owner and he's here. But the people in the rural areas, we can talk to them. I think that some of the times we downplay how much these people, we just conclude that these guys cannot know anything. It's not true. We don't tell them. Take for instance, they didn't tell me to add this to my presentation. When I was coming here, I called every one of them. I want to mention Farm Alert. I want to mention Beams. I want to mention Vet Connect. I want to mention Afrima. Send me one slide. All I did was to add their slide to my presentation. This is me speaking to you about what they are doing. In the same way, we owe it to those in the rural areas to tell them about the endless, boundless, limitless possibilities. Let us not just assume that they cannot know. Yeah, somebody taught you, that's how you got to know. That is what I believe. I believe that we should spread knowledge. Somebody said, an African will get all he can all he gets, and sit on the can. He doesn't want anybody else to partake. He gets all he can, can all he get, and then he sits on the can. He doesn't want to share. I will go out of my way. Shadrach is here. If I see you doing anything that I think will be beneficial to humanity, honestly speaking, you will have my support. I will do whatever I can to see that it comes to the light of day. Because I know this is how the world becomes a better place. The idea must not be your own. Support other people. The carbon print, the world is doing a lot. Take for instance, when you vaccinate Lasota, you aspirate, you mix, then you vaccinate, you throw away the vial, the empty vial. Now, the world over time has become concerned that we are contaminating the environment by all those empty bottles, vial we throw around afterwards. And so one of the things that is happening now is that the world has also moved on to tablets. Boringa, our company, for instance, now, has presentation of Newcastle vaccine in tablet form. So you don't struggle with the vial. All you need to do, the way paracetamol is, the way you pop the tablet, you just pop it into water and you don't stir. By effervescence, it just dissolves. And that's all you do. So we have eliminated the things that can contaminate the environment. That's why I say technology has really moved. IB vaccines, Newcastle, they are in tablet form. Now you see them. The packet is no more than this size. 10,000 doses, 10 tabs in the sachet goes into just exactly this size. So when you carry a packet like this, you are carrying 10,000 doses. If it comes in 1,000 doses. If it comes in 2,000 doses, it means 200,000 doses. You are carrying just a small packet like this. And so it becomes easier. So summarily, the world knows that innovations comes with some side effects. But at the same time, the world is not sleeping. It's quickly looking for solutions to those carbon prints. And that's why ultimately, with time, there will be no antibiotics. It may not be completely eliminated, but the world is kicking so strongly now against it. A NAVDAC here to bring it home using your own words. Before we have cocktail of products that come into the country. You see a product, it has neomycin, oxytet, niacin. It has about 5 different antibiotics. Now, no more. In the last 2 years now, you cannot bring any antibiotic into the country that has more than 2 molecules. NAVDAC will block it. So if anybody is bringing, I can tell you authoritatively, it's through the back door. If you see any antibiotic anywhere containing more than 2 things, maybe oxytet, neomycin, and you see a third one, I can tell you boldly, the person did not bring it through the right channel in the last 2 years. So those are some of the things that are an offshoot of technology, and at the same time, technology is also helping to reduce some of these things. It will continue to be so. As we develop new things, we'll discover, oh, this one came with a side effect. And then technology will also, in trying to provide solution, another new technology will be born. This is the world we live. And this is how it's going to continue. It's like the machines too. We start with some. This one can do 100,000 beds. We say, okay, let's modify it a bit. It's like the vaccines. Today now you have it. To avoid waste into the environment, you are now having trivalent, tetravalent vaccines. You can now inject a bed for one disease from day one, and you don't need to repeat vaccination for the life of the bed. And like I said, these are things I have come to see since 2014. And these things are increasing by the day. With one shot, you cover many diseases. Thank you.
Okay, so on the second question on access, so we can't wish away the fact that 60% of the people you're talking about make up our population. So we are sitting here in the city, and there's that bunch somewhere that probably even account for what we talk even crop production. You know, they account for most of what we eat. And a lot of these people also in these rural communities are depending on smallholder livestock production as their means of livelihood. So in 2019, coincidentally, I was asked in a competition how we would be able to ensure access to rural communities. So if you pay attention to technology penetration, according to the NCC, we have about 150 million Nigerians who have a level of connectivity. I'm talking mobile connectivity. In terms of internet, it's trailing behind. So what that means is you might go to the villages and you will not find people having smartphones, but you have them having the non-smartphones that are able to make calls. So what we are doing, and hopefully to deploy before we hit the third quarter of this year, is our USSD technology, which is going to be servicing largely these farmers. So 3 challenges they contend with is the challenge of information. So we have people in rural communities still practicing or doing things that, you know, have gone past. And let me give you an example. If you pay attention to, which of you are on U-Reports? Which of you are subscribed on U-Reports? 2014, when Ebola happened to Nigeria, U-Report was one of the platforms telling us not to drink salt, right? A lot of us, you know, I was called, my mom would say, I know you're claiming you're a vet student, right? But this is what they are saying, drink salt and survive. I mean, but this information came, I didn't drink salt. People died from that. That was a platform countering fake news. It's also a challenge that a lot of farmers contend with on a daily basis. Every year, you're having outbreaks of African swine fever, avian influenza. How do the farmers at the last mile, how do the farmers in rural communities know that there's an outbreak like this and that's how they can be able to prevent it? This is the first layer that needs to be addressed, information. And then access to inputs. Look at the amazing work Farmalert is doing, for instance. How do we ensure that we accelerate information to be able to reach these farmers to help them know how they can be able to access quality products and also how to be able to validate it. So this is a gap that we want to be able to close. And in one way, we do that by massive awareness. People need to know that production doesn't have to be limited to lifestyle. If you're moving around with a herd of, let's say, 100 cows, it's no longer lifestyle, it's business. You know, so people need to know these things. We need to do better in terms of informing them. We need to do better in terms of providing that ability for them to be able to access that information they need. And that is why we first start with low-level digital penetration, which, like I said, USSD, that's about the most basic layer of digitization. So that's a good place to start, and God willing, we'll do that before we hit third quarter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We really appreciate your answers and your time, your very well elaborated answers. We hope our audience has benefited from these answers. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Please, can we celebrate our panelists and anchors? Thank you very much. Sorry, we are running out of time. We'll just...
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
Hi, are you a practicing vet or one who runs a veterinary outlet? What if I told you there's an online market where you could buy all your quality pet products at wholesale prices? Yes, at Farmaland.shop we offer you quality pet products at wholesale prices. Yes, we also have customer-friendly doctors who are ready to respond to you just in case you encounter any difficulties while using our platform. We do deliveries in Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, and some other cities on special request. Yep, you could also make extra money. You heard me right. You could also make extra money by sharing your referral link to a vet who is to order with that link. And once they do that, you make extra cash while they also make extra cash. Yep. Farmaland.shop offers you a reliable and animal-friendly product at wholesale prices. Farmaland.shop, convenient at zero cost.
As we dive into another year, we find ourselves reflecting on the progress that we've made in the veterinary space over the years. And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome us all to the latest edition of this issue, the Speculum. One of the key themes that we are focused on in this issue is the latest technological developments in the veterinary medical space. The veterinary medical space is rapidly evolving, and technology is playing a very critical role in driving innovation and transforming the way we diagnose and treat animals. However, we all know that the adoption of technology in veterinary medical space is not without its challenges. One of the key issues that we've identified is mostly in the political landscape, which can be complex and often difficult to navigate. We hope that these articles will keep you up to date with the latest trends and innovations in the field. Personally, one section of this magazine that I'm particularly excited about is the section on pet therapy, where we talk about how animals are assisted in helping humans come back to, let's say, helping humans rehabilitate. We know that we have people living with disabilities, yes. So someone, like a blind person, and then they have a pet. Instead of the old traditional way of using a walking stick or maybe their sense or smell to locate things, they can actually use their pets, such as their dogs and cats, to move around, and just special interventions like that. We have worked hard to ensure that this context is diverse and relevant. So if you're a veterinarian, a veterinary technician, veterinary student, a pet owner, or someone simply interested in veterinary space and the welfare of animals, we hope that you enjoy reading this article, and then we look forward to having various conversations about this. Thank you so much. So moving on, I would like to call on Professor Ajabona to help us to open this launching ceremony. Please, can we give him a round of applause?
Well, good afternoon, the guest speaker, my dean, and host of other young, entrepreneur on this side of the table. It's my pleasure to be in this meeting, like I said, and I am also very delighted and like to congratulate NAVMS for continuing the good works. Veterinary speculum is almost as old as the veterinary profession now. So when I heard of the speculum, I said, well, the executive are still keeping the flame and the flag flying. And so I like to congratulate the executive. And like the editor-in-chief has said, a lot has gone into it. I'm actually not the one launching, but I'm standing here on behalf of my friend and my brother and one of our very good colleague in the profession, Professor Hamidu Garuba Sharubutu, who incidentally is the executive secretary of ARCN. Incidentally, we started our career together in Sokoto many years ago. I remember in our documentation, he is 1723, I'm 1724. And incidentally, you know, I pray that Nigeria will actually learn a bit from some of the things we enjoyed together in those days. I used to share with my dean and some people when Nigeria was still Nigeria then. I was like the best man during his wedding, you know, in Hausa, in the northern part, when you carry kaya, aure, and whatever. I was the one that actually led that, even though I'm actually Peter and from an Yoruba man. But that is the closeness we enjoyed in those days. And I remember when I had to wed, he had to go all the way with me to my village there. You know, so that was when we still have Nigeria. I hope we still have that Nigerian back today. And that's why I encourage you in this meeting to find a time to network, put yourself together, and let's together build a wonderful country we can all be proud of. You know, where you come from and what you do, what you profess, will not be a barrier to our relationship. You know, this morning he is not here. He's on an official assignment. and he has asked me first to give a donation of 200,000 to the association, which I have graciously transferred on his behalf to the account of the association. But as a friend and whatever, I'm going to also still commit him further, even though he's not here. And I can assure you, I will get that, you know, like Oliver Twist. I will act like Oliver Twist on behalf of NAVMS. And so to add a top-up on that 200,000, I'm going to, on his behalf, also add 50,000 naira, you know, and that will be, you know, paid back later for the association. And so on behalf, on that note, I want to congratulate NAVMS once again and wish you a very wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everybody. Next, we'll be calling Mr. Taslim on behalf of Milstar Technologies Limited. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So on the behalf of Milstar, as we know quite all right, we've worked with VCN for a while now on Technical Pro. We'll be supporting the launch of the magazine and both financially and both also other supports. We also will be looking forward to engaging about at least 100 vet students in our upcoming project for mapping of vet councils. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Up next, I'll be calling one of our alumni. He was one time the president of NAVMS, University of Abuja, and he also just opened his clinic, King's Agrovet in Lube, and we're so very, very proud of him. Can we have Dr. Stephen Okwada? Can we give a round of applause for him? Dr. Stephen.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Standing on duly existing protocol, I want to greet the members of the high table first. In no particular order, Professor Ajabona, my daddy, my father. Thank you so much, sir. Professor Jegede, the current dean of the faculty. I appreciate you, sir. And Dr. Moses Alukoyo, sir. Very much welcome. And of the greatest Nigerian students, ever conscious Nigerian students, I want to talk. I want to yarn. You guys are not shout well now. I want to yarn. I want to give Magana. Thank you so much. You're all welcome to the University of Abuja. I'm particularly very of this because I finished from this school, and it's a great privilege to be standing here to say a warm welcome to you all. The last time Uni Abuja hosted the convention was 2004, and I can proudly say that I was amongst the organizing committee for that convention, and we are happy guys here again. We hope you have a good time. I hope you have been having a good time. I trust the LOC, the national president, that they are taking care of us all. Straight to the magazine launch. As you know, my daddies have done their part, and no, even if I cannot do more than what they have done, right? Even if I want to do, it has to be undisclosed, but I cannot do more than what they have done. So please, on behalf of my company in Kingston, Agrovet, my school daughter, the editor-in-chief, and all members of the to launch a copy of the magazine with 50,000 naira. So please, let me have the account to make the transfer. If I leave this hall, I don't think you will see that cash again. Thank you so much.
Please, the financial secretary, please follow Dr. Stephen. Please, Abdul, please follow Dr. Stephen as he's leaving. Okay. Our daddies on the high table, we'd like to solicit for your individual support for our magazine, the Speculum. Start with our keynote speaker, Dr. Moses. Can we give a round of applause for Dr. Moses?
Thank you for the opportunity. The chief launcher have launched. So let me put it this way. I'll give, but I won't give above the chief launcher. But I'll give something reasonable. Is that good enough? So send me the account number. I won't give above the chief launcher, but I'll also give something reasonable. So send me the account number, we'll do the transfer. We'll give 100,000.
Thank you so much, sir. Next up, Dr. Shadrach. Do you have anything for us on behalf of Vet Connect?
Okay, so I feel a bit pressured, but no pressure. You know, I'm owing 3 people here money when that time comes. So I will not also dip my hand in that pocket and bring it out. So I am going to launch undisclosed. I'll get my copy, I'll get an account, and then I'll you know, make it. It's, of course, the standard has been set. No, I'm not going above the bar. It's not going to be too low. I'm also not going above my Oga either. And, but well done, everyone, and let's keep the spirit running. I think I'll just say this now that I have the mic again. 2016, I have a very exciting history with Abuja and Sokoto. That was the convention that year Sokoto was hosting. I connected my way here in Abuja. I was telling my colleague, Dr. Sate, Dr. Sate, can you wave? So when we were coming, I said, the last time I was here was 2016. So as I saw the hostel, I could remember. And it was really exciting history. We made our way to Sokoto. Who is the electoral chairman for this convention? Is the person here? No, okay, you have not done election yet. However, I wore that cap in 2019. So this is one place you want to go out with a lot of memories because I can still connect back to that moment. So it's really exciting to be here. A lot of exciting is happening. And remember, nothing on earth is new. As we were doing the Aluta, I said, we did this one in 2016. No. So always remember, nothing is new. Draw learnings as much as possible, but not do pass yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Vet Connect. So, I would like to call the overall daddy, the dean of Vice School. Yes, the very big masquerade. So, without the help of our dean, actually, this convention would have not been holding at this moment. Yes, because we all know that there's a break, there's a national break for all universities. And our father here has made this possible. He has been involved in this planning this convention from the start up to this moment. In fact, yesterday, he was even asking me, how far have you guys gone to this place? Have you guys gone to this place? How far? Have you guys made the money you're supposed to deposit here? How far? So thank you very much, sir, for your contribution so far and your input. And on behalf of the association, we'd like to call you to help us to launch and support our upcoming magazine. Oh, it's already here. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. Dr. Kwada, you hid under Professor Jagona to donate less than what you ought to have donated. So just like our keynote speaker, while he was speaking, he said, this technological age, the younger vet now will be richer than the older vet, isn't it? So I don't expect you people to come here and hide under a cover that since standard has been set. No, that was an old order. In fact, it's an analog standard that was set. So I hope from now henceforth, you will now set the digital or technological age standard so that I want to believe that when the NVMA vice chairman comes, it will be a digital standard she will take us up to, and everyone that has to do. And just like she said, a lot has gone into this convention. I'm happy by the success of it. But I didn't want to talk because I just know that you know that there is no way we will not launch the magazine for you people. And I want to say, I will not disclose the amount so that nobody will come and say, oh, because I've said this, I won't go beyond or above. But I want to let you know that we will certainly launch this magazine for you, but I will not disclose the amount, but we'll get the amount to your account by the grace of God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next up, I would like to call on Dr. Nancy on behalf of Farm Alert or herself to help us launch this magazine. Thank you so much, Dr. Nancy.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Greatest Nigerian students. I'm not hearing anybody's voice. Please, people should give me the Aluta spirit. Greatest Nigerian students. Great. So, I'm from Farm Alert, as we all know. But then, we've been on this journey together from the beginning. So, and I'm not going to stand here to promise that we are going to give any amount in particular, because I can't make that decision on my own. But then I will talk to our team, and then we'll see what we can do to launch the magazine, because I mean, the team has, they have really put in a lot of work to make sure it happens. And I'm very proud to say, in fact, we at Farm Alert, we are proud to say that Eben and Shijaram and their entire team made it come true. It's not easy to bring an idea to bed. So you guys have really done well. So I will talk to the team to make sure something is done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, next up, I'll be calling on the Senate President, Comrade Oliver Jedediah. Please, can we have you? Oliver Jedediah, please, let's have you on the stage.
Greatest Nigeria student. Greatest Nigeria student. Since this is our person, I think we'll keep him as the last person to close out. Just before him, we'd like to have the NVMA chairperson to help us launch our magazine. After she does that, then we'll have the group photo section so that our guests can take their leave and they have urgent meetings to attend to. After that, they'll have the photo section with the president and the executives, and then our able senator can launch. I think that will be the order for now. Thank you. So, Ma, I'll bring the mic to you. Police is your friend. Very agile.
Hello. Hello. They call me Agile Mama. Abi? Great to be here this afternoon. Sorry, I have to apologize. All protocols duly observed. Forgive me. I was supposed to be here. In fact, not just me, but the A school. But funny enough, so many of us had so many engagements somewhere. In fact, I came out from one. And when I called Ebenezer, I was like, I hope I'm not late. He said, no, start running. I had to make sure I am here. And I'm glad I'm here. And seeing your faces, I'm happy that you are able to make it to this place. with all these wahala, but you are able to be here. We give God praise. Launching the magazine, I know my president would and my chairman would have been here, but he traveled. But I will stand on behalf of the ESCO of NVMA, and I will launch this magazine at a price that will talk to the executives later. All they need to do, I think FinSec has the account details, Rabbi. We'll get back to your account, not you, but we'll hit the account with an alarm, not alert. I hope you like that. You see, I told you, when a woman is talking, it's different. Once again, I'm happy to be here. And thank you once time.
Thank you very much, Mama. Okay, so next up we'll be having the group photograph session.
Please, those of us that qualified for the Connect competition, are you ready for your presentation? We'll quickly have that so that our judges can witness that. We'll take the group photo section and then we'll continue with the launch amongst ourselves. All the Odogus, where they amongst us, we'll do the launch. So please, if you're ready, the various schools. Please, the various schools that qualified, ABU Zaria, Meduguri, Uni, what other school again? Huh? What other school? Right. Huh? Uni Agric. Abuja qualify? Abuja no qualify. ABU, we are waiting for you, please. ABU, where's Unimade? UNN, the Lions. I learned you 5 school. ABU, please. ABU. UNN. If I count 3, you are disqualified. 1. UNN 1. Unimade. Uniagric. No Uniagric. Okay, Lorry, sorry. Lorry, legwork. Uni who? Abuja. The last school. Abuja, please, sorry. Now, you guys have just 3 minutes to make your presentation. 3 minutes. We are very time conscious. After 3 minutes, anything you are saying is baba babu.
Okay, so hello. As much as I remember, this is still in line with the theme of your convention. And what we want to do is to ensure that you're able to do better. And it will be the so-called young ones that are ahead of you. And for everything that has been said, the whole idea is when
Back
you
off, small
finally
C's, I'm next.
handed
No,
that
I am.
baton
Settle down.
of
You go first. How does yours tell
a
time? My
veterinary
concept
doctor,
uses the sun to
you do
cast a
not
shadow.
step into
What about
the
at
blind.
night? You're sleeping. You don't
Right,
need to tell
you're
time.
going to understand exactly what you want to do with
And
your
what about
life
yours, Mohammed?
and how to
Right, so my
proceed.
concept will use a
And one
pendulum
thing
swing
Wapa agreed
mechanism
on
to create
here,
a constant
that
movement
enabler
in what I
is
call hands.
digital, is
Hamis
technology,
Kumis, the
is
same thing.
ICT.
No.
What we're
I
able to
noticed
do
both of
together
yours are
with the
round. Does that
NAVMS
imply time goes in a
is to
loop? No, time goes in a
first and
line, just
foremost,
like the shape of the
activate
earth.
your
and it's-
curiosity in paying cognizance to the challenges that are already inherent in the system. Do not just simply graduate into a already burdened system, but you are ready to contribute to solving it. The so-called cash prize is just a way of saying thank you for coming forward to show your boldness. If you look at it in tandem to whatever it is that you're going to say. So the first position is the team is going to go home with 50,000. The second position are going with 30, and then the third are going with 20. Like I said, it's just an encouragement. But beyond this, we are going to have an intensive masterclass session with all winners. I'm talking first, second, and third. So that you understand the process of incubation, the process of ideation. If you have an idea, what are the ABCs of what you're supposed to do, be able to take it to the next level. Like I said, it's been poured into us, and what we must do is to also pour that into all of you to ensure that, just like a father will always want the children to be better than him or better than himself, that's what we also want to ensure that those of you coming behind do even much more. When we go online and we see exciting awards being won by professionals, by institutions, our prayer and hope is that we're able to record the same thing in the veterinary profession. And I think it starts with igniting that fire when you as you begin. For some of us, we didn't have the opportunity until we graduated that we started. Now you're going to start before you graduate. So let's see the exciting things they offer. 3 minutes. And it's on that note that I want to invite to the stage Dr. Komagasati. He's going to be one of our judges. I want to apologize because I'm going to be jumping on Dr. Moses as one of our judges, and also Dr. Nancy. Just 3 persons. And Blessing, can you pass the sheets to... So Dr. Sate, can you join us? So 3 minutes, each team tell us what tell us. Just to ask briefly. The next team comes, and afterwards, based on that, we will now announce winners and continue from there. So, Dr. Sate, I think you can have my seat. I will stand. Okay, you want to look at them? Fine. All right, so I think we can begin.
Please remember, instruction is part of exam. Oh. Yes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. And the first school on the list here is ABU Zaria. Your representative, please, you step forward. You have 3 minutes. I'm holding the timer.
First you go be the bad guy, then you go be the actor. Because I want to feed my family, and I may feed my own guy laptop. You must alive on mommy heart and God. My money
My name is Rafia's Following Show, and I'm representing Ahmad Bello Zaria, and part of our project is multi-purpose biodigester. So I remember in 2020, I had gone for an internship as a farm. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rafia's Following Show, and I'm representing Ahmad Bello University area. The title of our project is multi-purpose biodigester. So I remember in 2020, I had gone for an internship as a farm in Zaria, and this farm had several units. But the unit I hated going to the most was the castle unit, and here's my simple reason. Although the sheds where these animals are being kept, when it's raining, it's sunny, or in the evening, the shed is quite clean. But this shed opens up into a large space where these animals get to roam about. And that place is a huge mess. Like, there's literally dung on almost every part of that space. And I could not even imagine stepping into that place with my boots on. Although after speaking to most of the farmers, we got to realize that they actually leave these castle dungs on the farmland to dry up before they are being transported to the crop farms where they are going to be used as fertilizers. But the problem with this is that leaving these castle dungs on the farmland to dry up causes many effects, but I'll be listing major effects. The first thing is it releases offensive odor into the environment. Imagine going to a farm and the smell of feces sucks up your expensive perfume. That's really not a nice experience. The second problem with that is that there is release of methane gas from this gas. And methane gas is one of the major greenhouse gases that disrupts our ozone layer. So to solve this problem, my team and I came up with the idea of multipurpose biodigester. And this process simply involves the digestion of this cattle dung into biogas. Now, this biogas is the LPG, that's the liquefied petroleum gas, normal cooking gas that is being used in various households today. And this biogas is also for cooking, during laboratory procedures, and in every other place you can use gas. Now, the most interesting thing about this whole process is that after you have gotten your biogas, you can still get your fertilizer. And now from this cattle dung, you have your biogas, you have your fertilizer without causing any harm on the environment, which is way better than leaving this cattle dung on the farmland to dry up and then releasing harmful products to the environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 minutes and some seconds. Questions from the judges, please. Any? Okay, thank you. The next school is UN. Lions.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, the members of the high table and everyone else. So, moving on to what we have to present, the idea we have to present today. In a nutshell, it's basically about the creation of a mobile application that can help animal owners to get easy access to vet doctors all over the world. So we have started with the design of the application, and the name of the application is Osora. As you can see there on the slide, that's the splash screen of the mobile application. Okay, just for some of us that maybe does not know what vet telemedicine application is about, it's basically about it's a mobile app. It can be a mobile app or a web app. That aids animal owners to have or get easy access to vet doctors worldwide. So here now, this screen is the onboarding page one, the first onboarding page. That's when you click on the mobile application, when it opens. This is the first onboarding page. Then this one. Then this one is the sign up. Then here on the slide we have the sign up page where you get to sign up as a vet doctor, because there are two ways that you can sign up. You can sign up as a vet doctor or as an animal owner. Then here is the sign in page where you get to sign in after signing up on the app. Then this is the dashboard section of the app, and we intend to make it user friendly in the sense it will be like WhatsApp, that you can use to have easy access to vet doctors anywhere they could be in the world. So finally, I'm done with my own presentation. I'd like to say thank you for listening. I appreciate.
Thank you, UNN. Sorry, please wait. Any question from the judges? Sir. All right, you can go to your seat. Thank you very much. Medu. Unimed.
Compliment of the moment to everyone. I am Muhammad Khalid, represent the prestigious University of Maiduguri Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. So it is not new. Desire to enable animals to be happy, safe, as much as possible has not been altered since the creation of the profession. So what are the major problems that are identified in the veterinary space? Among the major problems identified in the veterinary space is the safety of the veterinarians and the safety of the animals. One of the major problems is the lack of ability by the veterinarians to implement and safeguard animal rights, which to safeguard the lack of the inability by the veterinarian to safeguard implement the 5 basic of animals, which all veterinarians across the country attest to and never see it compromised. So what are the basic freedoms? They are from hunger and thirst, freedom from injury, freedom to express their normal behavior, freedom from fear and discomfort. So seeing this from our initially, veterinarians, they are advisors. Advice is the cheapest commodity in our life. Veterinarians can't take law into their hands, even at the face of misappropriation. Hence, do you want to know the answer? So, we need a channel of communication from a distinct authority have so much power to take action in time. So, in lieu of the above problems mentioned, I introduce to you vet corps. Vet corps, vet corps. Then, what are vet corps or what is vet corps? Vet corps are proposed agency or tax post that will be recognized by the government in conjunction with the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, charged with the duty of guarding the right of the animals. Does that mean when I come across obvious abuse of animal rights, can I report such activity to the vet corps? Does that mean vet corps can generate huge amount of revenue to the government? Does that mean if someone practicing quackery in the profession can report that person to the vet corps? Our answer is yes and yes. With vet corps, we will be able to provide opportunities to the government. So I hope with vet corps is the only breaching gap between that is left in the veterinary profession. Thank you all.
Thank you, Unimate. Any question from the judges?
Good afternoon, distinguished dignitaries, my fellow students. You agree with me that over the years, Veterinary Council of Nigeria has about over 10,000 registered veterinarians, of which an estimated number of about 3,000 veterinarians are practicing, and while doing other things, and some have traveled. But now some of them are not being updated with current trends of information going on in veterinary practice. And also, a dissemination of information from the VCN to veterinarians, there's a bridge within them. So now we've come up with an idea called VetCast. This name was coined from broadcast in order to do what? To enhance effective dissemination of information to veterinarians, both young and old veterinarians. Now, if you ask me, okay, what is this solution going to do? What social impact does it have? It has social impact. It captures the SDG 3, SDG 8, and SDG 9. The SDG 3, which stands for good health and well-being. Why does it capture this? Because if you follow the current trends of antimicrobial resistance in the world now, if we have information being across all borders, we feel that these pets will get good health attention, which on the health of humans generally. Then also, growth and development, it will help them assess and improve their life. Now, if you ask me, I'll rush down to the revenue model. How do we make our money from this? We are going to make our money from this through download. We are going to make our money through donations. We are going to make our money through sponsorship. And of course, through adverts. Also, let me leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I assume no question. Uni, Lori. Aha.
All protocols duly observed. And sorry, good afternoon, everybody. So, I will be talking about storage. I'll be talking about storage veterinary practice. So, earlier today, we have been talking about the impact of technology on veterinary practice. So, technology has affected greatly in veterinary practice, not only vaccination and other aspects, but also in the storage data. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this presentation is just to show you challenges and solutions to the storage of data in veterinary practice. Now, one of the major challenges faced by most Nigerians in veterinary practice is that we still use the old manner of data storage, which is the paper or file that we use, and it has been proven to be inaccessible and for data storage and data collection. So the solution that we have come up with is that we should provide an innovative data storage system which will allow all veterinarians to get easy access to patient and test results. So one of these innovative data system is to provide a cloud storage system where we all can log into and get information concerning share. Now, one of the benefits of this electronic data storage system is that it improves patient care. It gives us insight of the patient's record and other drugs that this patient that we have to give care to are actually allergic to, and also prevent further complications in during practice. Then it improves data security and of the patient to veterinary data connection. Then it reduces paper waste and also saves the lives of our trees. Then it also improves data accessibility. Then is it feasible? Of course it is. So that is why I want each and every one of us as veterinarians, both students, lecturers, private practitioners, to work together and adopt these innovative skills. It will really help us in both educational wise and also provide a platform where we all as veterinarians can log into and can log into, access the data, and also learn new things from. Next slide, please. Next slide. So my conclusion now is that we as veterinarians work together so that the data accessibility can be a good one for us. Thank you.
Can we celebrate all the speakers from the respective school? Thank you, guys. One show of result is going on. I'll call on the national president. There are some awards that will be given out here. And just before I call him, I want you guys to please celebrate Farm Alert. Please clap for Farm Alert. The media team, they have been doing a wonderful job. They are streaming us live. The president is also here with us, Dr. Nancy, and they have been wonderful, and I think they are the key sponsor of our event today. So just one more time, for Farm Alert, can we celebrate them? Thank you very much. President.
Okay, quickly, we have some awards here in appreciation for what we have seen today. First of all, we really want to thank you, Dr. Moses Arukoyo, for your time, for your patience, and for the public lecture. So can I quickly invite Professor Ajaguna to help us present the award to Dr. Moses Arokoyo. Please can we clap our keynote speaker? He has done a marvelous work.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an award from the NAVMS presented to Dr. Moses Arokoyo in appreciation for the presentation of the keynote address, Technology and the 21st Century Veterinarian at this auspicious annual convention, March 2023. Dr. Arokoyo.
All right, and we'll be calling on the Dean of the Faculty to give this award to our #1 and major sponsor of this convention, Farmalat. Can we have the Farmalat team come to receive this award? Can we keep clapping for them? Can we keep clapping for them?
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This award by National Association of Veterinary Medical Students, NAVMS. This award is presented to Farm Alert Limited in appreciation for your services, for your service and support towards the NAVMS convention at the annual convention, March 20.
Thank you so much, Farmalat. Thank you, sir.
INEC chairman.
Okay, I don't like that seat. I don't envy the man either. Congratulations to all of you. It takes enormous amount of courage to stand before familiar faces, talk more of people you are probably even meeting for the first time. So can you put our hands together for the president? Veterinary medicine or the veterinary profession is not a this or that. It can be a this and that. And that is why we said technology is an enabler. All 5 of you, regardless of whether you get a cash prize or not, are going to be part of an intensive incubation period where you understand how best to pitch an idea and how to even generate one. We have seen the lapses. We deliberately wanted you to come in your most crudest form so that we know how best to intervene and help. Like I said, more importantly, the courage to have stood here to pitch is what matters most. So once the results are ready and we announce them, like I said, the first team will be awarded 50,000. The second 30, and the third 20. And beyond that, you get this training that is going to come with it at no cost to you. So prepare yourselves. It's going to be an interesting ride. So go back with the lessons that you have drawn from here. If you have one idea you're thinking about, just like Dr. Moses said, do not sleep on it. Don't can it and then use that can to become a seat, right? Look out to someone. When I started thinking around Vet Connect, I did not know anything about how to write a line of code. But let me tell you how that idea woke up in me. Because I've been on a Google project for the past 6-7 years now. And that opened me up to the possibilities available in the digital space. That is what started honing my abilities in this space and what we're doing currently. For some of you, and I will call some names, Michael, Blessing, these 2 persons I called, we are meeting for the first time today. They have been volunteers with Vet Connect for more than a year. And for several others of you sitting here who we have engaged virtually, yet we are meeting for the first time. Thank you for what you do. Let everything and all of the support you bring to the table encourage you to the enormous possibilities that are resident in the veterinary space in Nigeria. Let me share a bit of statistics with you. 2021, the World Animal Health Organization shared data that I would say is shocking. And what they said is that annually, we lose over 207 billion naira every year due to two things: animal diseases and lack of animal care. And guess how much was budgeted for the entire agricultural sector in 2021? 290 billion. So if you give me 290 billion and I end up losing 207 billion, how has that helped me? We owe ourselves that responsibility to take ownership of the enormous possibilities that this profession offers us. We are less than 12,000 in a sector that says there are over 100 million livestock farmers, and I'm thinking those numbers are even conservative. I've not talked about the pet ownership. There's so much we can do. The competition is not amongst ourselves. I want you to know that. So I understand that when we're in school, the competition is I want to be able to talk my class. But please drop that the minute you leave the walls of your classroom. But even beyond that, can you also learn to collaborate while you are as a student? Don't think everything is about competition. The competition is out there, but I assure you, it's not the next person sitting to you. I hope this makes sense. Are the results ready? Okay. So, there was a question that was asked. So now, anything I say doesn't influence the outcome. The lady from ABU presented, walking around biogas, gas emissions. So we want to know, is this at an earlier stage or it's already been implemented? Okay, you can come forward.
Good day, everyone. I am by name Abdul Sabur Aminu from the prestigious Ahmadu Bello Zawiya. This idea is already implemented. It's implemented actually. This idea won the third position in the National Stand Competition 2019 together with Kaduna State Government and was selected to represent Nigeria at South Korea 2019 Science Fair. I was actually a 100-level student. Actually, I brought up the ideas, but it was developed by the student of prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, most especially and Rafiat Folorunsho from Enactus Ahmadu Bello University. Okay, I'm very happy and delighted. This is implemented actually. We have the pictures of how, we generated the biogas. We can sell the fertilizer. It has a lot of advantages actually. And I think this goes beyond veterinary profession and can solve problems among farmers and herdsmen. You find out that most of farming system in Nigeria is what? Pastoral nomadism, where our farmers goes to arid lands and dry lands during winter and summer, right? So, at the process of that, when the weather is dry or when the condition is dry, we find out that Fulani herdsmen knowingly or unknowingly enters people's harvest, right? All in the name of what? Feeding their animals, right? And at this process, you find out that it causes a lot of insurgencies. Please, let me mention Benue State, Kaduna State, Borno, and some part of southern Nigeria, like Edo, right? This caused a lot of insurgencies there, insecurity. This is not solving only problem in veterinary space, but a problem in Nigeria. If this is implemented in Nigeria, I think it will go along a very long track, to solve a lot of problems in our ecosystem, our climate, our animal, and actually, at last, it will increase veterinary client-patient relationship by producing a conducive environment for this to take place. I stand to be corrected. Abdul Sabur Aminu from prestigious Ahmadu Bello University. A round of applause for us, please.
No further comments. No further comments.
I know a lot of us are already tired. Please, after the announcement of the results, there will be a photograph section, after which we'll close and we'll all retire to our various lodge. I'm being instructed to tell all of us that The dinner, red carpet for the dinner starts by 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. Those of us that are using iPhones so that we can have light to snap. Sorry. Red carpet. Then you are all obliged to come with a date, right? So fix yourself up. The results are ready, I presumed. Okay, almost ready.
So I'm not an MC, but he said something about dinner. Then I'm going to tell you my story of 2016. Sokoto is an experience I can never forget in my life. No, I can't. No, I can't. So we got to Sokoto, right? The night of our dinner. I'm not going to call her name. You know, I have a lot of friends from the north. So he was secretary then, and I was, because of distance, logistics and all, I'm the only person that went from our university. So as dinner was approaching, it didn't make sense. I had brought I had my talks, and it only made sense that I don't go to the dinner alone. So she was in Sokoto then. I think she has graduated. So I requested that she be my date, and she told me that she doesn't have a dinner ticket. So I went to my friend and requested that I met someone here and she doesn't have tickets, so can you oblige me? So he gave me a ticket, I gave her. Then something happened. When we had secured the dinner location, the driver that was supposed to convey students to the dinner location absconded. So there was this coaster buses that brought you here. I started driving not too long ago then. So my friend, the president, then told me that he's having a problem. His members in Sokoto are even planning to impeach him. So for the fact that this thing has come up now, it's going to be an easy call for them. So I told him, let's go back to the place where we were lodged. And when we got there, I saw the vehicle. I'd never driven a coaster in my life. I was driving just a sedan. So I told him, this car is really long. I don't know how to manipulate this. So he said, if you can't do this, he had a 206, this small Peugeot. So I got into the car, turned it on. I realized the steering was really soft, so it's a power steering. So let me try. I mean, my friend is in trouble. So long story short, Shedrack had his tux, suit on, turned to the driver. I drove people, took them first round, came back. And by the way, the roads in Sokoto are really good. Really, really good. I drove them there, came back, took them back, and then I lost the mood for the whole dinner thing because I just got there and I found a friend were gisting, and then I raised my head. The lady I gave ticket that was supposed to come, I saw her at the ground. I'm like, how did she even end up here? I thought we were supposed to come together. Long story short, that night was the driver's night, but I think the exciting thing is, when we were going back, they now started asking, who is this driver that is in suit? So someone now whispered, is that president from Makodi? So we got in. Remember I told you I was the chairman, the electoral chairman. They had planned that election will not hold. So when they saw that it was me behind the mic, we wrapped up everything in less than 20 seconds. Why? I think they showed gratitude for everything I came through for the night. So that's why I say I can't forget Sokoto. All right, so the results are here. Okay. Congratulations to all 5. But for cash prizes, we have 3. And I will start from the 3rd to 2nd and 1st. So the 3rd position goes to ABU Zaria. The 2nd position goes to UNN. The 1st position goes to University of Ilorin. Okay, so we'll just, when the rounds of photography is being done, then we'll just incorporate this part into it too. Yeah. Thank you so much, and it's really exciting listening to all of you. I don't know, I think it will be important. Hello? Hello? I know we had 3 judges, but I know that Dr. Moses will have something to say to all of you.
All right, time is fast spent. I just want to say there's nothing wrong in starting small. There is everything wrong in not starting at all. Please just take this. I don't want to say more than that. Time has gone. There's nothing wrong in starting small. Every great person you know started small and started somewhere. but there's everything wrong in not starting at all. You didn't win today, you will win tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Please, we'll quickly have the photograph section now. First, we're calling the LOC, the National Executive. They are going to take pictures with the dignitary. And just as the pictures will be going on, we'd like to call on our mommy, Dr. China, to please come on stage with the dignitary so that we can take the pictures and finally say our goodbyes. LOC, National Executive, please come forward fast. No time, fast. Please, Dr. SK, that you can come to the stage and join the dignitaries. Dr. SK, please. After this, the senators, sorry. After this, we'll have with the senators, sorry. Thank you. LOC, you can go back to your seat. Senators, please join them on stage. Sir, please. Sorry, the senators are coming. Senators, quickly. Senators, executives, and invited guests. Senators. Now the various schools, please get ready for your official photo shot. Senators, please, they are waiting.
Tomorrow is not promised, but I'll keep the things that I need. Love is in the air, where face mask. No matter the matter, I'll be rich till I die. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'll be rich till I die.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We can now excuse our guest. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. Now, if I call the name of your school, you come to the stage and you take pictures with the national executives. It's Unimade Uguri. Please, all students of Unimade, come forward and take your official photo shot. Please. Official photo shot, Unimade. After Unimade, Udus, get ready. Unimade.
the energy, yeah. The mentality. Now you make it my body. Body go sign.
Usman Danfodio, Usman Danfodio. Sokoto, Sokoto, Sokoto. Sokoto, Sokoto.
Love is very sweet, but first you must get the moolah. Na poverty, now you make it my body. Body go sign. You know everything I do is nobody else concerned.
Ilori, get ready. Ilori. Uni, Ilori, UI. After Uni, Ilori, Makodi, get ready. Leg work, people. Uni, Ilori. Muiba. Makodi, Makodi, get ready. Makodi. Makodi. Please, where is Muiba? Makodi. Is it Josum? Abi Josum? Makodi, Umudike. Thank you. Umudike. UNN, get ready. Thank you. UNN, Lions. Just a quick announcement. The launching will continue at the dinner for the students. We'll continue with the student launch of the magazine at the dinner. UNN. After UNN, Unijos. UNN. After UNN, Unijos. Unijos. After Unijos, prestigious university. Prestigious Kabiru University. Unijos. Maybe you get ready. Maybe you get ready. Thank you. AB Uzaria, AB Uzaria, AB Uzaria. There's a lost but found ring. If your ring is missing, black ring. Black ring. AB Uzaria, please.
I got plenty for my mind, but right now I'm with my guys. I know they fear them got my back. So you don't see my formation. I like the combination. It's like the inspiration. I'm gonna drag concentration when my guys them all over. I'm gonna do far away. I thank God for my beauty. Good friends will be money. Who is your guy? I only need my life. See as we play like this sunrise. I will never leave your side. I will never ever. I dedicate my life to you. I will die. Even if the rough and old mine, but you be my key for life.
Okay. Uni Abuja. Uni Abuja.
I enter from Abuja to Kwakwalada. Only Motaka Sufesi I want. I know fit for some fit.
Uni Abuja. That's the last one.
I get for Kwakwalada. I enter from Abuja to Kwakwalada. Only Motaka Sufesi I want. I know fit fast, I know fit to pass my car. I roll up my shawarma. I get for Kwakwalada.
Una plenty like this now. No see una for social night. Oh. Now nobody can shake anything for us. In the Abuja.
I enter from Abuja to Kwakwalada. Only Motaka Sufesi I want. I know fit for some fit to pass my car. Roll up a shawarma. I get for Kwakwalada. Don't do it myself.
Any money where I get,
Thank you.
I the gold, the best, I the show, I tech, she see fly ball in the jet. My baby my pet, she not pussy cat. See back, see the yansh, free pass, maybe that. She go wine and well when she see the cash. Cash, 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 cash.
Please, you go to the lodge, relax, and get set for dinner. Dinner starts by 5. Red carpet. Sorry, the winners, Edu.
All winners, if you pitched here today, all 5 schools, just come to the stage. Let's take a shot. And all Vet Connect volunteers that are still here, meet me on the stage. Let's talk brief before I leave.
Money at the count, sensors. Hot girls, mentors. I dey fuck well, sensors. She go wonder when she see the cash. If I hush pop, she go feed the cash. If I hide the money, she go see the cash. Bend down well when you see the cash.
Okay, so just come to the stage. Let's snap and be on our way.
gonna see me anyhow, my darling. I know it's not easy to understand me. You know I love you, but I'm always on the road. Girl, you put me in the mood, and I know you want that too. And I carry shoulder down for you, girl. I'ma be me back. I don't make my spanner loose. I don't make my spanner loose. I don't carry shoulder down for you, girl. I'ma be me back. Some more time, I know I like.
Okay, guys, we are here with the CEO himself of Vet Connect. It's an honor, sir. Nice meeting you. So we'll just give him the mic, tell us his name, introduce himself, and you know how his experience has been so far here at the convention.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Shedrack. I'm the founder of Vet Connect. Vet Connect is, advancing access to animal care, connecting veterinary doctors to pet owners and livestock farmers across Nigeria. My experience here has been really exciting. It takes my mind back to 2016 when I was actually in their shoes. I was then the president of NAVMS in my school, University of Agriculture, Makurdi. And listening to them, having them share their experiences. And then, of course, the exciting thing that we partnered with the NAVMS to do, which is the Innovation Challenge, and listening to the young person's speech is really, really exciting to hear that. So I think it's been a worthwhile experience. I'm really, really proud of what this generation of veterinary students are going to transition into as professionals tomorrow. So yes, it's been a very worthwhile experience, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Farmer too, for all you do.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor. It's an honor. Thank you. Thank you. And also, we also have another major CEO here. Today, we're meeting a whole lot of CEOs. Yes? So, with no much further ado, he introduce himself and then tell us his experience, his name, and every other thing.
Thank you very much. My name is Taslim Salahuddin, the CEO of Musat Technologies. So Musat is a basic a company which mission is to mine location data sets and create location intelligence for business and governance across Nigeria and Africa as a whole. For this program, it's quite interesting when I see students and youth trying to understand how to pivot themselves to a higher level using technology, and I enjoy it when I share experiences of my own personal experience from before now, and now I get my own self, and hoping that they can learn from it to navigate their own pathway. So, and I believe that once they hear one or two core advices, those that are willing to push themselves forward will definitely move forward. And I believe that this event has given most of the students right here some chances to hear from us and understand how they could connect their current stance to technology and then build themselves better for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor. Yes, we promise to bring it to you live here from Gongolada, and that's exactly what we've done. Thank you so much for staying tuned and for staying with us. I still remain Gabi, yep, and also from Farmalat. Thank you so much.
Don't walk, you don't try. You supposed to be